Less than 18 months ago, when my family from Switzerland called me, they always said, let's Skype. And it didn't matter if we used WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, whatever, FaceTime. It was just called Skype. Actually, most people back in 2019 all the way to early 2020 said Skype when they meant voice call, voice video call. That's Skype. That has changed, didn't it? I mean, in less than a year from saying let's Skype, now everybody says let's Zoom. I mean, the press says let's Zoom. My family says Zoom, my friend says Zoom. I even hear Microsoft say a Zoom call. And I'm not always sure if it's a Zoom call. In some cases, I know that their school is using Teams, but it doesn't really matter. What does matter is, to me, how could that happen? Skype was such a strong brand. Microsoft is a company with a market cap of over $1 trillion, and in less than 12 months, a global brand like Skype is replaced by Zoom as a verb, like let's Zoom. And so when I think about this and I talk to my friends and people at work, I often wonder, what does that mean? If it can happen to us, it can happen to everyone, I would say. So how do enterprises that are out there that do amazing work protect themselves to not be replaced with an incumbent that, I don't know, maybe has a better, whatever it is, why Zoom took off, does something better than you do and replaces you in the blink of an eye. I mean, wow. Just think about that. What do they do? And so when I personally am a big believer that if you want to be successful and innovate at the speed of light, which is kind of like required into this age because consumers kind of expect that, companies expect innovation. But how can you do that if you're trying to innovate on all fronts? There are a few exceptions, I would say, of companies that do everything themselves and be successful. But the majority of us doesn't necessarily have the expertise or even the capital or the strength to do that. I mean, think about it, right? Back in the old school days, before electricity was centrally produced and delivered over a long time, most manufacturers and other businesses would have their own power plant just outside the manufacturing hall. So they had to build expertise in running a power plant so that they actually can run their production. But their customers who bought the product, whatever it was they produced, they didn't care how good or not good their expertise is in creating electricity. It was just, I want this product. And so I believe today it's more important than ever that you focus, where is your unique value? Where do you have skills and expertise that actually nobody else has because of the years of experiences, things that you know. And then the rest, see where you can partner. Find reliable partner that can or that have a core business in something that they can deliver to you. In our sense, from when I think about the cloud, I often think like, do your customers really care or even know that you have your own data center or which cloud you use or which network switches? For most companies I do businesses with, I can't even figure out what certifications they have. So there's not really a transparency and I'm cautious about my data. But for the majority of people, they just want their data to be safe. But if that safe is on your bed on a little server, I don't know if that's what it is. My point is, similar to electricity, there is so many people that right now still try to be experts in data centers, building their data centers out. They're a little bit reluctant or just very slowly adopting the cloud versus what I believe is needed is there are companies that are great at networking. There are companies that are great at something else. Do where you can from a regulatory standpoint, use those strengths of those companies that invest. A few episodes ago, I talked about this company that I really liked in Switzerland, Open System, which is amazing in managed security and connectivity services, which I said if I'm outside of Microsoft and I will be a CIO, there will be one of the first vendors I call because it's something so essential like electricity that I just need to have. And they attract talent that I will never be able to attract. And so does the cloud provider for making these highly cloud automated systems at scales with these thousands or millions of racks. I mean, come on. It's different. So what's your sweet spot? Who are you servicing? Who is your customer? What's unique that you know that, for example, Microsoft wouldn't know? And then focus on that. Double down on that. Make sure you have the investments and the talents right there to build that solution, if that is for any given industry you're in, if that is in healthcare, if that is in banking, if that's up to you wherever you're operating. But if you dilute yourself with trying to be the best at data centers, being the best at networking, being the best here, being the best at this, being the best at that, I doubt you have the talent, or can you even put your priority across the board, which means you're gonna have cost centers, which means you're gonna have limitations and other things, which all has an impact on everything. So I just wanted to share these thoughts with you. I think of this episode a little bit like food for thoughts. Really try to think, is what you're doing, does that immediately actually relate to business value? Yes, it does, but do you need to do it? Are you best suited to do it? Or could your IT team focus on driving innovation, like reskill them, and then actually produce or develop systems that are really needed of where your niche is, where your expertise is at, and double down there so that you don't share what currently happened to Skype. I mean, it is really mind-blowing. I was always laughing when people said Skyping and they actually FaceTimed me. I mean, it felt good. Yes, I'm Microsoft, you don't care about it. But I'm just saying it took less than 12 months. Think about it. For one of the largest tech companies. So go, make it different, innovate, focus on where your sweet spot is, where your expertise is, where you have the talents, and then go from there, work your way back to see what do you really need to do in-house, and if your customers really care about it, or if those resources that you invest there will be better suited to work somewhere to drive that innovation. If you liked the episode today, please share it. Please help people to change the culture and the way they think a little bit. Subscribe to it, click the little bell so you get an alert when I post it. I post once a week, just so you know, and please leave comments. Let me know what you think, if you agree or disagree with what I said. I look forward to hear from you, and have a great day. The Dave Kurt out.